Hello, this is Paulina, and I'm going to do comparisons of the new Mothership palette called Huetopian Dream. Maybe you can recognize it better by the packaging. I'm testing a new audio, so if it's just off, I'm just trying to test it out and see if it's better. But here I have all my motherships. I own every single one of them and all the quads. I took out some that I think will be very similar to this one, just to show you guys comparisons and see if you can do this palette with whatever you have. So let's start with Divine Rose 1. Let me show you side by side what it looks like, because I actually don't think these two look alike, even though a lot of people were saying the Divine Roses were pretty much the same. So I'm not going to be talking about the mattes, because you for sure can dupe the mattes in this palette. Pat McGrath always has brown shades. Maybe this pink one right here, a coral shade. I will try to find a dupe for this one, which it might not be 100%, but I think it's going to be similar, and I'll be showing you guys. But this is the only matte I'm going to be comparing these two. Right here, you for sure can find a dupe for that in Pat McGrath's line. And this, the highlighter shade she always puts in here, you can always find that in pretty much any palette. She always adds one of these in every single one of her motherships. I'm going to be swatching this one right here with this one right here, even though I know they're not the same, because this one it's pink, it has a shift, it's shinier. So this is from the Huetopian Dream, and this one right here is from Divine Rose 1. Let me take more of that. See, they are not the same. Then I also have this quad from, I think it was 2 years ago, the holidays. It's called Ritualistic Rose. I was thinking maybe this one right here would be similar to the one from Huetopian Dream. They are different, but I would say it's not a bad dupe. Much better than the one in Divine Rose 1. And I honestly think out of all the motherships, those and some other quads, those are the only two palettes I can think of. I don't think any other palettes have it. I would say if you really want to try to dupe it, it's not going to be the same, but it would be from the Ritualistic Rose quad. Even though the one from Huetopian Dream, it does have it's like a little more pink, like purpley pink, and it has also like green reflects. Well, this one is just like pink with gold reflects. Next, I am going to be swatching this one, which is my favorite eyeshadow from this palette. I absolutely adore the shift that is like blue and purple and pink. That's beautiful. This one right here is from Huetopian Dream. I don't know if it's my favorite palette, but it's one of my favorite palettes. From Pat McGrath would be the Midnight Sun, and this one is one of my favorites because of this one shade, that it's purple and it shifts to blue, and I adore it. This one is not gonna be as shimmery though, I know that. No, they're very different. Why did I think it was so much closer? They look completely and 100% different. Okay. And then the other palette that has like a similar eyeshadow, it's one, is it Subversive? Yes, Subversive. So this one right here. Yeah, they're more like dupes for each other than this one. This one is way off. I don't know why I thought they were going to be similar. Just because it has a purple blue shift. For the one eyeshadow from Huetopian Dream, this one, I guess it's actually more pink, purple, blue is what I have on my eyes right now. And I think you can find the dupe. Not within Pat McGrath. I'm also going to be doing indie brands. Well, let's keep going. Okay, the next one I'm gonna be doing is this gold one here. This gold one, I know she has a lot of golds in her palettes, but this one is actually very glittery. I don't think you can tell from the swatch, but it's quite glittery. And it did remind me of this one from Midnight Sun as well. Okay, so the one from Huetopian Dream is more golden. The one from Midnight Sun is like a little more brown, reddish. And this one from Sublime. Not quite the same, but similar. One that I forgot to swatch next to the blue one from Huetopian Dream is the one in Sublime palette as well. But I know it's gonna be too dark. And then this one is from Huetopian Dream. Yeah, they're not similar at all. The one I want to do next would be this one here, because it looks kind of similar from the Divine Rose too. They're not similar because this one is red, while the one in Divine Rose too is like more pinkish. But the two of them shift green. I don't think I'm able to catch it on the camera, but the two of them shift green, just one is red, the other one is pink or purplish, magenta, pink. The next one is gonna be this pink one right here that is so creamy, feels like wet. I'm going to be swatching it. I literally think it's the same as the one in this quad. This one is called Eternal Eden, right? Yeah, Divine Rose Eden Eternal. Okay, they're not the same, but they're not that far off if you really want to dupe it with this one. Then from Divine Rose 2, I'm gonna swatch this one next to it. And then from the Ritualistic Rose quad, I'm going to be taking this one. I'm gonna swatch it on my hand first because it's gonna be really hard to do it on camera. This is what they look like. So not quite as pink. I feel like the one in Huetopian Dream is more true to pink than the other ones. Then I'm going to be taking the matte I told you about before. I'm gonna swatch it with the matte from Divine Rose. Then I'm going to be swatching the one from the Eternal Eden. Okay, so that one I know is a little different, but yeah, I think that one is more corally. The other ones are like pink. Lastly, I'm going to be doing this one. You know, this quad I think has a lot of similarities. I'm gonna try to swatch it with this one. Not too far off. Then this one from Divine Rose 2. So I think that's all for the Pat McGrath comparisons. So overall, I thought I was going to be able to find way more dupes, and I was surprised I didn't, but you can still get this similar vibe with this. The only one, these two right here, I think they're quite unique. This one maybe you can do with the Ritualistic Rose, but it's not the same just because it shifts differently. This one is very unique in my opinion, but so I'm going to be doing comparisons with indie brands because I think indie brands can dupe this palette, to be honest with you. These 4 shadows here. I think if you really want a sense of this palette but you don't want to spend so much, I think these quads are really good. This one, the Ritualistic Rose, I don't think it was too far off. Now I'm going to be doing the indie brands one, and yeah, be right back.